News Channel 5 Network. This is Sportsline.
Hey there, Sportsline on your television. Steve Layman here with you. Glad you are here with us on this Wednesday night on News Channel 5. Plus, the Vandy boys making the journey to Omaha today. They actually just landed moments ago, according to their schedule. So they are now wheels down in Nebraska ahead of the College World Series, which, of course, they will help kick off on Saturday as they take on Louisville in the night game on day one of the College World Series. And all of a sudden, this Vanderbilt team, which finished 6th in the SEC in the regular season, went 1-2 in Hoover, and was kind of an afterthought of the 10 teams out of the SEC into the NCAA tournaments. All of a sudden, Vanderbilt is now a co-favorite, at least according to the bettors out in Vegas, not that we endorse that or anything, to win the College World Series. Vanderbilt has 3-1 odds, which makes them a co-favorite along with Virginia to take home the World Series title. And if you look down the list, Texas is right after them at 4-1. Then you've got Ole Miss, a team that beat Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament and beat them soundly, and TCU at 6-1. Texas Tech has the worst odds at 12-1. Louisville, Vanderbilt's first opponent, and a team, by the way, who beat Vanderbilt during the regular season, is sitting there at 8-1. So why does Vanderbilt have such great odds when there's a couple teams in the field that have beaten them recently that have worse odds? And you're talking about an 8-team field. And I'll tell you why. It's pretty simple. Vanderbilt can pitch. The arms that they will trot out to the mound in Omaha are elite arms. Now, does that mean they're going to be elite on that day or win every day out there? No. But the stable of arms that Vanderbilt can throw at you day in and day out as a starting pitcher is better than any other rotation in Omaha. There are individual pitchers that are good. There are other good rotations. Texas has a team ERA of like 2.35 or something like that. Virginia's got some guys who can really throw it. Louisville has some great pitchers on their staff. But when you go up and down the rotation, especially looking at the starters, nobody can match up with what Vanderbilt can throw out there. And that's why you give them an edge in a tournament like this. Because they have the chance for a dominating performance every time out. Just look at what they did in regional play. Tyler Beatty strikes out a career-high 14, goes 8 innings against Xavier in Game 1. Carson Fulmer comes back and goes 8 magnificent innings against Oregon in Game number 2. That was an Oregon team that only scored like 17 or 18 runs the day before against Clemson. Fulmer shuts them down, allows just 2 runs over 8 dominant innings. And then you get to the third guy in the rotation, who to some people has been an afterthought all season, behind the likes of Beatty and Fulmer. And what does Walker Buehler do? He throws a complete game. Absolutely wonderful performances against Oregon in the regional final. Allowed just 2 runs over the course of those 9 innings. He was masterful, and he got better as the game went along. And you've seen more stuff like that in the regionals. Tyler Beatty lost a little bit of his control and obviously didn't get out of the 5th inning. But for 4 innings, he was great. And he certainly is capable, as we've seen, to dominate a game. Fulmer was great in Game 2, even though Vanderbilt lost. And Buehler was solid for a while in Game 3. When he tired, you go to the bullpen, and Hayden Stone comes on and was tremendous. Tyler Ferguson was tremendous in relief on Friday night for Tyler Beatty. So there are a lot of arms there that you can go to. I haven't even mentioned Adam Ravenel, who's a 4th-round draft pick and throws in the mid-90s. or Brian Miller, who's been a great closer for this team for multiple years, or Jared Miller, who's been in the rotation at times this year. This is a rotation that Tim Corbin feels very strongly about. That's why they have a shot in Omaha, because that rotation is so good, they're going to be in every game. The key for Vanderbilt in Omaha is getting timely hitting, getting that lineup to click, to score the runs that you have to win a College World Series. And that is what Vanderbilt has done in this postseason. We told you earlier this week that during the course of the regular season, Vanderbilt was right at about 280 as a team batting average. In the postseason, they're above 300. That is a massive difference. And that is a team that, however you want to phrase it, a young team coming of age, a team getting hot at the right time, whatever it is, that's been the secret. Because the pitchers have been there for Vanderbilt all season long. That bullpen, the number of arms they have, that's been there. The defense, it's been solid throughout. The difference with this Vanderbilt team over the last 2 weeks is they have had consistent hitting through the lineup, and they've gotten the timely hitting. They've gotten the hits when you need it to win games. And that's what they're going to have to do again in Omaha. Because the pitching and the defense will keep them in games. But to get over that hump, they're going to need those clutch hits again. They're going to need to string runners together, be aggressive on the base paths like we saw on Sunday in the Super Regional winner-take-all game against Stanford. And then they're going to have to capitalize. And that's the key. If they can do that, they can win that bracket, they can get to the championship series, and they can beat Virginia. But it's all about playing your best baseball this time of year. And Tim Corbin said as much this afternoon when I talked to them as they were getting ready to depart. He said, look, we believe we can win a national championship. We have the parts to win a national championship. But when you get out there, it's about playing good baseball. And all 8 of these teams, I mean, Texas Tech has the worst odds, according to Vegas, to win the national championship. So they're your long shot, if you will, in the field at 12-1. Maybe UC Irvine right next to them. Texas Tech has allowed 2 runs in the entire NCAA tournament. 2. And they've played 6 games. So that tells you about how hot these teams are, the level of baseball you have to play to get out to Omaha. But it changes when you get there. The atmosphere is different. If you're Vanderbilt, you've been playing at Hawkins Field, which is one of the best atmospheres in college baseball. But it's different. You're packing, 3,500 into Hawkins Field? And it's a great college baseball environment, one of the best around. But when you step onto that diamond at TD Ameritrade Park, you're going to be talking about 25,000, maybe more than that, even for Game 1 of the College World Series. That is different for these guys. Most of these guys have never played in front of anything like that. And that goes for the other teams, too, because as you look around this College World Series field, only one team has Omaha experience, and that's Louisville, the team Vanderbilt will play Saturday night. But most of these teams have never seen that atmosphere. Most of these teams have never been in that position before. So which of these teams will embrace that and use that as fuel and rise to the occasion and play their best? That is why the College World Series is so fascinating, because it's about the great pitching, it's about the teams that can get the timely hitting, and it's about the teams that embrace the big stage. Can Vanderbilt do it? It'll be a lot of fun to watch coming up this weekend. Phone lines are open tonight, 737-7767. We can talk about Vanderbilt baseball and the College World Series, break down their bracket or the entire field if you want. We're also going to visit with Coach Mike McCabe of One-on-One Kicking. He'll be in town, actually, at Vanderbilt football camp this Friday to help guys who are interested in the kicking game. He's got a great client list in the NFL. He's one of the best guys doing it around the country right now. So we'll talk to Mike McCabe coming up at the bottom of the hour, and we'll also talk Titans OTAs. We'll hear from head coach Ken Wisenhunt and from some of the players as well. So stay with us. You're watching Sportsline on News Channel 5+.